Es viernes. Happy Friday. Hey, today I want to split the class between inside and outside. It looks like it's a pretty nice day out. So, let's start off with the Word of God. La palabra de Dios dice en Jueces 6:12, Judges 6:12. This is something I was reading this morning. Cuando el ángel del Señor se le apareció a Gedeón, le dijo, el Señor está contigo, guerrero valiente. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, the Lord is with you, valiant warrior. And that's the phrase I want to focus on today. The Lord is with you, valiant warrior. We have a society chock full of fear. I want you to know, I want me to know, I want my family to know, the Lord is with you, valiant warrior. Who, me? Gideon? Hiding from the Midianites? Yes, the Lord is with you, hiding wherever you're quarantined. The Lord's with you. And when it's time to go out, your parents say, do not be afraid. The Lord is with you. He has a mission for you. He's got a mission for me. I choose to not be afraid. I am a valiant warrior. You are a valiant warrior in Christ. Bueno, sorry about the preaching. Verb of the day, entenderse, means to understand each other. You see, 101 Spanish 1 verbs, entender is to understand. Well, when two people have a relationship, whether it's a father-son, mother-daughter, husband-wife, boyfriend-girlfriend, best friend, who knows? They understand each other or they don't understand each other. On your vocab list that you've been reading, you just did a Quizlet over, you see entenderse bien is to understand each other well, and entenderse mal is to misunderstand each other. So I just put it in the present tense and plural, because you don't want to say, I understand myself really well. I guess you could. That would be me entiendo. Te entiendes? Do you understand yourself? But I'm just going to use it as a reflexive between two people. Nos entendemos. What does that mean? We understand each other. And they understand each other. My mom and dad. Se entienden. It is a stem changer, not the nosotros. So, you wrote your verb down real quick today, right? All right. Let's review what I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday I was talking about possessive adjectives. When you're talking about family or anything that you possess, you use a possessive adjective. So you want to say my shirt, you say mi camisa. You want to say your pants, I'm going to say tus pantalones. Once again, it's plural because pants are plural. And then I want to say his shoe, su zapato, was left on the floor. Su zapato. And then, of course, there's our, and that is nuestro, such as our school has been postponed till the fall, nuestra escuela. Well, you know, as far as meeting together. And then there's y'all's. If I want to say, hey, your homework for tonight is due on Tuesday, which it is, I'm going to say su tarea, not sus. It's not plural. It's just one homework assignment, su tarea. Now, if I want to say all your homework assignments, it would be sus tareas. And then, of course, there's their. Same exact word I want to say. Their flag is really big. Su bandera. All the flags in the world, their flags. Sus banderas, plural. I also taught you that these can be long form. These are the short forms of it. The long forms are similar, except for, you'll notice that they can become feminine and masculine. So if I want to say my mother, I could say mamma mia. Or if I pick up something such as un libro and I say, hey, this is mine. You guys can't look at this one. Es mío. Why mío? Because it's libro, mío. But if I want to say something feminine like camisa, you can't have this shirt, it's mine. It's going to be mía. Feminine, not because I'm feminine, but what is possessed? Camisa, mía. So it could be mío, mía, míos, mías. And then yours, tuyo. So I want to say, hey, this video is yours, es tuyo. And then I want to say, this class is yours, es tuya, etc. Okay. And then his, hers, suyo, suya, suyo, suyas. And then I want to say it's ours, same as the long and short are the same. I want to say it's y'all's, suyo, suya. Remember, it's not plural because y'all are plural. It's plural because what you guys possess is plural. And finally, there. I want to say, you know what? Their car is red. El suyo, theirs, es rojo. I want to say their cars, suyos. And that's what I was teaching you yesterday. Comes really in handy when you're talking about things you possess, of course, but especially with family members that we're talking about this chapter. All right, I told you we're going to watch the video once in Espanol today, so please pay attention and try to understand the Spanish that's coming your way. And then we'll head outside. All right, there's Lorena.
Hola, me llamo Lorena y mi apellido es Muñiz. Aquí tengo fotos de algunas de las personas más importantes de mi vida. Estos son mis padres. Mi padre es muy paciente, pero mi madre es impaciente. Pero se llevan bien. Esta es Cecilia, mi hermana. Era la muchacha más popular en la escuela. Y este es José, el esposo de mi hermana. Eran novios en la escuela. Se casaron hace 3 años. Y ahora Cecilia es la esposa de José. José es mi cuñado. Esta señora es la madre de José. Es la suegra de Cecilia. Ella es muy generosa. Siempre nos trae regalos. Y aquí está Tomás, el tío de mi mamá, con su esposa. Y esta soy yo de niña. Él es mi padrino y ella es mi madrina. Parecen muy orgullosos de mí, ¿verdad? Y aquí están mis compañeras de equipo, con la entrenadora de fútbol. No son mis parientes, pero son buenas amigas. Somos como hermanas. Y estos son mi gato, mi pájaro y mi pez. El gato y el pájaro son los únicos en la familia que no se llevan bien. Ahora conocen a las personas más importantes de mi vida. Adiós.
Adios, Lorena. Also, we're going to watch in Spanish, scene 1. Real quick. What is it, like 2 minutes? Not quite 2 minutes. We go to these places when we go to the Dominican. Seen that statue? Not that pigeon. Nice housing development they live in. Muy rico.
Por favor, mami, solo 10 minutos.
No puedo quedarme a hablar contigo. Primero necesito ir al banco y al correo. Luego tengo una cita con el doctor. Tengo que estar en el consultorio como a la 1. Y después voy de compras con una amiga mía.
Pero yo tengo que hacer la película. Si gano el premio, vas a estar muy orgullosa de mí, ¿no? Ahora, háblame sobre tu esposo. ¿Cómo es?
¿Es tu padre? Pregúntale a él. Esta película tuya es sobre un periódico, ¿no?
She just said, this película tuya, this movie of yours, is it about a school?
Ahora no. Ahora se llama Mi vida en la República Dominicana. Y es un documental sobre nuestra familia.
It's a documentary about nuestra familia. There's a difference between nosotros and nuestra. Nosotros means we, nuestra means our. Very different words.
Nuestra historia y nuestros problemas.
Todos nuestros parientes son muy simpáticos y nos llevamos muy bien. No tenemos problemas.
Lies.
La gente dice que las mujeres no se llevan bien con su suegra. ¿Discutes tú con tu suegra?
Claro que no. Tu abuela es una mujer muy sincera y generosa. Nos entendemos bien.
Yes, Izzy. Good. Verb of the day. Excellent.
Ahora me tengo que ir.
All right, let's head outside. Okay, so able to go outside. Beautiful day. We're at the part where we're going to watch the video reviewing the homework. So if you have not done the homework, you need to pause the video now and do it mindfully, thinking through the family members. Here we go. 318. First activity is we have to determine whether this is a lógica or ilógica, not logical. There are 3 marked as logical, so hopefully you got that right, but we're gonna find out each one. Number 1, Laura se casó con su novio. Laura got married with her boyfriend. Yes, that is something that is lógico, that normally happens, and then they become your husband, or vice versa. You marry your girlfriend, she becomes your wife. Number 2, el suegro de Laura es menor que ella. The father-in-law of Laura is menor, younger than her. No, that's weird. Number 3, la cuñada de Laura es su hermana. The sister-in-law of Laura, Laura's sister-in-law, is her sister. No, we don't live in those kind of states. Number 4, el cuñado de Laura es el hermano de su esposo. The brother-in-law of Laura, or Laura's brother-in-law, is the brother of her husband. That indeed is the definition of a brother-in-law, cuñado. La madrina de Laura es la esposa de su padrino. The godmother of Laura, Laura's godmother, is the wife of her godfather. Yes, that can happen. Your parents can invite a married couple to be the shepherding couple. If, God forbid, anything happened to them, they would take care of you. They would be called your godparents. 6, el sobrino de Laura es su primo. Laura's nephew is her cousin. No lógico. So, the only ones that you should have marked are 1, 4, 5. Make sense? Muy bien. Actividad 2. You got this girl named Laura. There she is. You see her off to the right. She's married to Juan. That would be her esposo. She has some suegros. That would be Sylvia and Jose. Those are her in-laws. And then she has a cuñado and a cuñada, a brother-in-law, sister-in-law. That's Luis and Karina. She has a son, hijo. His name is Alberto, and she has a sobrina, a niece, named Sandra. So, here we go. Laura se lleva bien con. Laura gets along well with blank, Juan's mother. Who is Juan's mother to Laura? It's her mother-in-law. How do you say that? Cuñada. Number 2, el cuñado de Laura es generoso. Laura's brother-in-law, blank, is generous. What's her brother-in-law's name? Luis. Number 3, la sobrina de Juan, blank, es tímida. Juan's niece, blank, is shy. His niece's name is Sandra. Number 4, la cuñada de Juan, Juan's sister-in-law, blank, es la madrina de Alberto. Juan's sister-in-law, Karina, is Alberto's godmother. Okay? 5, la suegra de Karina, Karina's mother-in-law, what's her name? Silvia, se entiende mal con ella. Doesn't get along very well with her. Okay, activity 3. Mi hermano se casó con su novia. My brother married his girlfriend. Ahora ella es mi, now she is my cuñada, my sister-in-law. No me llevo bien con la madre de mi novio. I don't get along well with my boyfriend's mother. En 2 meses, ella va a ser. In 2 months, she is going to be mi suegra, my mother-in-law. Number 3, la hija de mi hermano, the daughter of my brother, she is my niece. How do you say niece? Sobrina, S-O-B-R-I-N-A, sobrina. Es muy tímida. She's really shy. Top of the next page. What's the definition of Francisco's suegra? Who is the suegra of Francisco? She is the madre de su esposa, the mother of his spouse. Number 2, who is his cuñado? His cuñado is the esposo de su hermano, the husband of her brother. Number 3, or letter C, sobrino, a nephew. Who is his nephew? El hijo de su hermano, son of his brother. D, esposa would be the novia con la que se casó, the girlfriend with whom he got married. Casar, remember casar is to get married? Padrino, or padrino. Padrino is the persona que es como un padre, the person that's like a dad. Okay, activity 2. Francisco se encontró con un de trabajo en el restaurante. Francisco met up with a workmate, compañero de trabajo. The spelling is right there. You should not have it spelled wrong if it's spelled in a word bank for you. Number 2. El blank de Francisco fue muy generoso con su hija, con el esposo suyo, pagó la cena. Francisco's blank was very generous with his daughter and with her husband. He paid for dinner. His father-in-law, suegro. I know this section's a little tougher. Number 3, the Francisco's blank gets along well with his mother-in-law, with his sister-in-law, who happens to be his wife. Well, Francisco's sister gets along well with her sister-in-law. How do you say sister? Hermana. Number 3 is hermana. 4, Francisco habló mucho con la suegra de su esposo. Francisco spoke a lot with the mother-in-law of his wife. My wife's mother-in-law is my madre. Number 5, el suegro de Francisco discutió con la suegra de Francisco. Francisco's father-in-law argued with his blank, the mother-in-law of Francisco. That would be with his wife, esposa. That section's a little tricky. Of course, when you email me, you'll tell me what you did wrong, or else there's a deduction in points. So if you just say, I did 5 out of 6, that's not going to be 100, guaranteed. All right, activity 3, if you did the bonus, or you chose to not do the other activity 3. ¿Cómo se llama tu cuñado? What's the name of your brother-in-law? The answer is going to be, mi cuñado se llama, and give me a name of your brother-in-law. Or you'd say, no tengo cuñado. I don't have a brother-in-law. I'm just a kid. Number 2, ¿es muy impaciente algún pariente tuyo? Is some relative of yours impatient? And you would say, mi abuela es impaciente, mi papá es impaciente, or nadie es impaciente en mi familia. Nobody's impatient in my family. And number 3, ¿cómo se llama la suegra de tu mamá? What's the name of your mom's mother-in-law? In other words, what's your grandma's name? Mi abuela se llama, o la suegra de mi mamá se llama Betty, or whatever her name is. Okay, from there, we go on to today's lesson. And it is on text 395. I had this all typed out, but I cannot hold it up to the camera because it will come in backwards the way I have the camera set up here. All right, so today I'm going to teach you comparisons. Comparisons work as follows, and hopefully you learned this in Spanish 1. I'm not real sure. You're not here for me to ask you, did you learn this in Spanish 1? This is typically a Spanish 1 lesson. This is like a reinforcement in Spanish 2. 395 in the text. Let's go over comparison is when two things aren't equal or are equal and you want to compare them to each other. How do you do that? There are several phrases, and you simply are going to have to study these out for yourself. I'm going to explain them, but you need to know grammatical parts of speech from 4th grade. If you don't know what a noun or an adjective is, you're going to have to go back and study what those things are in order to be successful in this. It's not difficult, but you have to know, because I'm going to give you a formula. It's going to say plus a noun. You're like, what's a noun? We're in 10th and 11th and 9th grade, so let's make sure we know those. You can also send me an email and I'll explain it to you. All right, here's how you do this. Use the following phrases with an adjective to compare qualities. Adjectives describe things. Compare differences and similarities between people. All right, here's how. Más plus adjective plus K. So if I want to say that Andrew is taller than Profe, Andrew es más, adjective, alto, he's a guy, que Profe. Okay, yo, he's taller than I am. Or I want to say something like el árbol es más verde que el edificio. The tree is greener than the building. Más plus verde plus que. That's how you say more than. Now to say less than, it's menos plus adjective plus que. So I want to say, I am less Hispanic than Danny. I'm less Hispanic. So I would say, yo soy menos hispano que Danny. Danny es más hispano. Okay, so you just use menos plus adjective plus que or más plus adjective plus que. Real easy to say, to make a comparison. Now, if two things are equal, the formula is a little different. You use tan plus adjective plus como if they're equal. Say what? Real simple. Tan plus adjective plus como. So I want to say that I am as tall as my wife. Yo soy tan alto como mi esposa. Mi esposa es tan alta como yo. We're both about 5'6", 5'7", in that range. Alto is an adjective. So I would say tan alto como. Or I want to say, today is as beautiful of a day as yesterday. Es tan bonita como ayer. It's as beautiful as. When they are similar or equal to each other, use tan plus adjective plus como. When they're not equal, más or menos plus que plus adjective. Plus más plus adjective plus que. And there's another one coming up here. When you want to say things are similar, but they're a noun and not an adjective, you use tanto como or tanta como or tantos como. For example, when you want to say, I have as many pesos as Jacob, which probably nobody does, but if you do, you would say, yo, how do you say have? Tengo. Pesos are plural, so it's tantos pesos como Jacob. Or you want to say, this video has as many likes as my other video, which is probably 0. All right, so I would say, el video tiene tantos likes como otros videos. 0, 1, no muchos. All right, when you want to compare nouns, you use tanto plus adjective plus como. When it's an adjective, it's tan plus adjective plus como. Okay. Our next is when you want to compare verbs, don't put anything in the middle. You just simply say más que, menos que, or tanto como. An example for each. Más que, I would say something like, I run more than you. Yo corro más que tú. Más que, more than. Or I would say, you run less than me. Tú corres menos que yo. Or you want to say, I speak Spanish less than profe. Hablo español menos que profe. When you're comparing actions, use más que, menos que, and tanto como. You want to say something like, I watch Netflix as much as you, which is very little. Miro Netflix tanto como tú, as much as you. Maybe an hour a week? No sé. Tanto como when you're comparing actions. There's one more section on 395, and that's the section of irregulars. You know, just like in English, you can't say gooder or badder. It has a special irregular. In Spanish, the word for older is irregular, and it's mayor. So I want to say, yo soy mayor que tú. I'm older than you. I'm not going to say, yo soy más años, or it's yo soy mayor que tú. Or, I am younger than my grandfather. Yo soy menor. So older is mayor. Just think of it, the mayor is older than you. And people who can't vote are minors or can't buy cigarettes, they're menor, they're minors. And then, of course, there's the word for better. Yeah, bueno is good, but if I want to say he's better than somebody else, I don't say gooder, I say mejor. Or somebody is worse, I don't say badder. It's a special word in Spanish. It's peor. P-E-O-R. This is on 395. All right, let's practice activity 5, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, activity 5. Mi padre tiene blank años como mi madre. My dad has, años is a noun, so it's tantos años como mi madre. Number 2, Cecilia es blank que yo. Cecilia is blank than I. Tanto means as much as I, and menor means younger than I. Answer? Menor que yo. Tengo blank primos que tú. I have blank cousins than you. Do you want to say I have younger cousins than you, or I have fewer cousins than you? Cousins is a noun, so you say menos primos que tú. Number 5, hablo blank como mis primos. I speak as much as my cousins. Is speaking an action, so you have to use tanto como mis primos. Lorena es tan paciente. Lorena is as patient as her mom. Tan plus adjective plus como su madre. Number 6, mi pájaro canta blank que el pájaro de mi hermana. My bird sings blank than my sister's bird. It sings mejor or tanto, better or as much. It has to be mejor because it would have to be tanto como. You have to follow the formulas. Mis parientes son blank generosos como los parientes de mi esposa. My relatives, are blank generous as. Tan goes with adjective plus como. Tan generosos como. Cecilia es menos tímida que yo. Cecilia is less timid than I. Mi padrino que mi madrina. My godfather is blank than my godmother. He's more than my godmother? Makes no sense. He is older, mayor, que mi abuelo, que mi madrina. All right, the homework is going to be due on Tuesday, and that is 321 through 322. Until then.